Hi guys. I'm seeing how much I can revert into my hoodie. Before long, I'm just gonna be like coming to you like this. Just kidding. So anyway, I wanted to make a couple of announcements, reminders, comments before we get started tomorrow. The whole week of content is laid out, by the way, so if you want to take a preview of what we're doing all week, I tried to keep it somewhat light, but still rigorous. I'm still trying to find that balance, so if it is too much, let me know. I put in grades today, like the thing you did, I put in the grade book already. You heard me correctly. I'm going to start to try to do that so I don't get behind. That said, I'm still behind on last week's online stuff. You guys are my last class that I'm going to work on tomorrow in terms of putting stuff in the grade book. And then there's some older stuff like your long essay question essays that I need to still put in. I do want you to look at Plan Book. And if you'll notice here, grades are mostly up to date. I made an oopsie and left the list of grades for Chapter 7 and Chapter 8 annotations at school. And my intention was not to go back, and they don't want us to go back. So I was going to see if you guys could send me a picture or a video via email so I can put people's grades in. If not, I might just delete the assignment in total, but I would need everybody to do that. So if you could do that, that would be swell. Unless your grade's already in the grade book, in which case, don't worry about it. Yeah, so work on that if you could for me. Remember that if you turn stuff in late, that's okay. Like I just saw someone turn in their crash course notes. It was like 12 minutes late, but who cares? Even if it was later than that, that would be fine. But I did make a note if you were missing them. So you can kind of keep track better of what you're missing and what you're not. And I'm going to try to get everything for this class period updated by tomorrow. Just a couple of things that I saw that I liked. I might have to put my glasses back on for this. There's going to be a real bad glare. On some of your notes, I just wanted to call out some of the content that you did that I liked. We were talking about kind of imperialism in general. Remember, imperialism, colonialism, and colonization, all the same thing for the purposes of our history class. One of you made a nice bulleted list that was steamships, medicine, and guns were the three things, the developments that really made conquering easier. So I think that's a good way to remember it. Steamships, medicine, and guns. Those certainly helped. Someone else said Europeans could almost always rely on their superior military and technological powers. That is super key, right? And so as John Green points out, the reason that the Industrial Revolution happened in Europe was in part because of the geography that they had. They had all of this coal, and then it became this feedback loop. That coal helped produce machineries, and then you needed coal for the machinery, and it just like never ended. And now that they're kind of ahead of the game, Europe, in terms of technology, their technology and then their advancing military certainly helps take over different places. I liked this bulleted list was just a little bit more informal. It said guns were pretty useless. Africans were no joke in battle. Steamships helped colonize the interior. So again, those are kind of those three big things. But also nationalism. One of you pointed out nationalism was this idea that Europe was the greatest. Remember that nationalism is kind of like patriotism, like on steroids times 10. And a healthy dose of patriotism, totally cool, right? Nationalism, as we're going to see, starts to really grow and slowly fester, and it's one of the reasons actually for World War I. So Europe really, I know it's hard to get in the mentality and contextualize history in that way, but Europe genuinely did think they were like the big guys on campus, right? And that their poo-poo did not stink. It did. Spoiler alert. So anyway, I just wanted to pull in some of your notes that I liked. So good job on taking notes. Everyone who turned them in has a grade. I'm not going to put zeros in yet, if you'll recall. I'm just going to put missing. So do try to stay up on that. And then hopefully by tomorrow night, I will have a more comprehensive list of what you are missing. But if you could go on and at least look right now, there are some things in there, some old chapters that, not even chapter 7 and 8 actually, but just chapters beyond that, that I think because a lot of you were out or absent, you had forgotten to show me your chapters, or maybe you did and then I forgot to write them down. So if you're missing stuff, bottom line is go look at the grade book for what you're specifically missing. And if you have it in your notes, email it to me and I will get the grade updated and changed. Some of those old grades I did put in as zeros, so some of your grades are probably lower than they should be. But my guess is you have the work, I just don't have it in the grade book. So anyway, I think that sums up my stuff I wanted to tell you. Tomorrow you're going to be doing some reading and writing. You have some questions to respond to. And then Thursday we're going to do some Flipgrid stuff, so hopefully that'll be fun. And I'm letting you choose what sections to read on Thursday, so you don't have to read all of the sections coming up. And then Friday, actually, we're going to do some table Google Meets. And so if you'll look at Friday's schedule, there's a list of the time that you're going to come on the Google Meet, and we're going to do a fun little group conversation about some political cartoons. So coming at you soon. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Wash your hands.